Something unbelievable is unfolding behind the closed doors of Team USA basketball. And the deeper you look, the clearer it becomes that this situation is much bigger than a simple jersey dispute. What started as a routine preparation for December's training camp has ignited into a controversy that no one saw coming. One that now has fans, analysts, and former legends completely stunned. Because according to multiple reports, Team USA made a decision so baffling, so tone-deaf, and so unnecessary that it immediately pushed Caitlin Clark, the most influential player in women's basketball, toward the edge of potential walkout. And the fallout has sent the entire basketball world into panic mode. The issue? Team USA allegedly informed Caitlin Clark that she would not be allowed to wear her iconic number 22 jersey during the camp. And the moment that news hit her camp, everything changed. People close to the situation claim that Caitlin's response was immediate and direct. She reportedly made it clear that if she could wear her number, she simply wouldn't show up. Full stop. No negotiation. No compromise. No playing politics. And that is the exact moment the storm began. Because once that message reached Sue Bird, the managing director of Team USA, her reaction was described by sources as nothing short of frantic. Reports say she's been scrambling behind the scenes, making call after call, trying to figure out how a simple jersey number spiraled into the biggest internal crisis the program has faced in years. And before we go any further, I want to ask you, seriously, if you were in Caitlin Clark's position, would you consider walking away from Team USA over something like this? Because the backlash, the outrage, and the massive wave of support she's receiving online suggests that millions of fans believe she should stand her ground. But to understand why people are so fired up, you first have to understand what the number 22 actually means in this situation. Team USA's decision didn't just take away a number, it took away a symbol. For Caitlin Clark, the number 22 isn't random. It isn't something she chose because it looked nice or because someone handed it to her. She has worn it since she was 5 years old. She said in interviews that she picked it because she was born on January 22nd and stuck with it ever since. But over time, the number evolved from a childhood choice into something much deeper. Her number became part of her identity, part of her story, part of her brand. When you see the number 22 in women's basketball, you know exactly who it belongs to. It's become as recognizable as Jordan's 23 or Gretzky's 99. You don't even need a name on the back of the jersey anymore. The number alone tells you. That's how powerful it's become. And that's what makes Team USA's decision so confusing. Because according to the roster information that leaked online, nobody else at the camp is wearing number 22. It's not taken. It's not reserved. It's just sitting there, empty. So the question becomes, why force the biggest star in the sport to give up a number no one else is using? Fans immediately started speculating that it might be a power move, a way for Team USA to remind Caitlin that her popularity doesn't give her special treatment. Others think decision-makers inside the organization might still feel uneasy about how quickly she became bigger than the league, bigger than the program. And, if we're being honest, bigger than some of the legends who once ran the show. But regardless of motivation, the reaction has been unanimous. Confusion, frustration, and disbelief. And the timing makes it even worse. This entire situation erupted just as women's basketball was experiencing the biggest surge in popularity it has seen in decades. Caitlin Clark's rise has brought millions of new fans to the sport. Arenas are selling out. Television ratings are spiking. Merchandise sales are through the roof. Her impact goes far beyond her on-court abilities. It's cultural. And yet, instead of celebrating that momentum, Team USA has managed to create a crisis that feels completely avoidable. This was supposed to be a smooth lead-up to the training camp in North Carolina, where fans were excited to see players like Paige Buchers, Juju Watkins, and others compete for future Team USA spots. Instead, the camp has now become the epicenter of this bizarre, unnecessary controversy. And then the plot twisted. Team USA officially assigned Caitlin Clark number 17. You heard that right. Not 22, not 11, not something with a personal connection. Just 17, a number that means nothing to her. A number that holds no significance. A number that instantly sends a message that her identity as a player takes a back seat the moment she steps into Team USA's facility. And when that became public, the outrage only grew louder. Fans flooded social media, demanding answers. Analysts question whether Team USA realizes the kind of generational talent they're dealing with. Some even accuse the organization of deliberately trying to undercut her influence. Because here's the truth that no one can deny. Caitlin Clark is not just a player. She is the player. The one whose highlights break the internet. The one whose three-pointers fill arenas. The one who moves TV ratings the way only superstars can. The one who would become the face of an entire movement in women's sports. And yet the organization benefiting most from her influence is treating her like she's interchangeable. This isn't just disrespectful. It's strategically foolish. Think about it from a purely practical standpoint. Team USA wants success. Team USA wants global attention. Team USA wants to continue dominating the world stage. Caitlin Clark gives them all of that. She brings star power that they cannot generate on their own. And suddenly, they're willing to jeopardize all of that over a number they weren't even using? It makes no sense. And that's why people believe there's something deeper going on. Because this isn't the first time Team USA has made a questionable decision regarding Caitlin Clark. Earlier this year, she was infamously snubbed from the Olympic roster, even though she was the biggest draw in women's basketball and arguably one of the most recognizable American athletes at the time. That snub shocked everyone. But now, when you connect the dots, a troubling pattern starts to emerge. It raises the question, is Team USA uncomfortable with how much power Caitlin Clark has gained? Because it's starting to feel like there's tension between the old guard and the new era she represents. And Sue Bird, who is now at the center of this controversy, has found herself stuck between two forces: the traditional Team USA system she helps lead and the massive cultural shift Caitlin Clark has created. Sources describe Sue's current situation as chaotic. She's reportedly trying to prevent this from turning into a full-scale disaster, one that damages the program's reputation and possibly pushes the most influential player in the sport away from Team USA entirely. But here's the part that puts Team USA in a truly vulnerable position. Caitlin Clark does not need Team USA. Team USA desperately needs Caitlin Clark. Her career will continue to grow no matter what. Her fan base will continue to expand no matter what. Her spotlight will remain bright with or without the national team. But for Team USA, losing Caitlin Clark means losing a massive wave of global attention and momentum. It means losing the player who brings mainstream audiences to women's basketball. It means losing the athlete whose presence alone can turn a scrimmage into a primetime event. Team USA's dominance may not vanish, but its visibility absolutely will. And that's why Sue Bird is reportedly panicking behind the scenes, because she knows the leverage dynamic has flipped completely. Meanwhile, this controversy is shining a spotlight on a much larger issue, the ongoing disrespect many women athletes still face, even as they work to push their sport forward. Caitlin's number dispute echoes the frustrations players have expressed about pay, resources, treatment, and recognition. This drama didn't appear out of nowhere. It's a symptom of a deeper problem. Because if the most popular player in the world feels undervalued, imagine how players with far less influence feel. And let's be honest, the WNBA has been dealing with tensions for years. Players have repeatedly expressed concerns about travel conditions, pay scales, marketing support, and the overall structure of the league. Now, with the upcoming collective bargaining negotiations looming and the very real possibility of a lockout, this situation adds fuel to the fire. If Caitlin Clark herself is allegedly saying enough, that message ripples throughout the entire sport. Fans have also pointed out another key detail that makes this situation even more infuriating: the comparison to other stars who also wear number 22. Aya Wilson wears it. Cameron Brink wears it. Plenty of players do. But in these cases, the number conversations were always handled respectfully, collaboratively. When conflicts came up, the question was usually who wanted more, or who's willing to switch. It was never something handed down as an order. It was never imposed the way the situation appears to have been imposed on Caitlin Clark. And that's what makes this different. This wasn't a conflict. This was a negotiation. This wasn't two stars share number. Someone has to budge. This was a unilateral decision against a player whose identity is tied to her number more than any other athlete in the sport. And when the official roster dropped, confirming that Caitlin Clark will wear number 17, while number 22 sat completely unused, the situation transitioned from confusing to insulting. You don't have to be a basketball expert to see what's wrong with that picture. And now, Team USA is facing a firestorm that might take months or even years to recover from. Caitlin Clark allegedly issued her ultimatum. Sue Bird is working behind the scenes to fix this disaster. Fans are demanding accountability. An entire basketball world is waiting to see what Caitlin decides next. Will she walk away? Will she force Team USA to reverse its decision? Or will this incident become a defining moment in her career? One where she stood firm and refused to let anyone chip away at her identity? One thing is certain. This drama isn't close to being over. But now I want to hear from you. Do you think Caitlin Clark should refuse to participate unless she gets a number back? Is this a reasonable stand? Or is Team USA playing a dangerous game with the wrong player? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to like the video so more fans see what's going on behind the scenes. And subscribe for more breaking updates. Because trust me, this story is only going to get louder. See you next time.